Hi guys, just a pretty quick intro on this one. I'm actually redoing the whole big one that I did, about 25-minute video, just going through all the details that are going on right now. I will probably sprinkle in some new details that came from the AMA, but I'll probably do another recoup of the AMA at some point. So this is the intro that I gave you where I introduced you guys as the new content creator for PGV, as well as a new moderator for the team. So I've been so thankful to you guys and the support slash welcoming that you guys have given me. It was beyond amazing, and the support for the videos and the content and how I present it to you guys has been so well received. So thank you so much for that. We did have to re-record this one. There was a couple of tiny things that I just didn't like, and then with chats with Manny, some wording and lingo and stuff, we just wanted to make sure it's as tight as we can. So hopefully this ends up being a better opportunity for you guys to learn about what the members can experience inside the protocol and the changes that we're going through. So without further ado, we'll start with the USDT one as we did in the original video. If you have not yet done so, please request your refund, and to do so you'll fill in this form. If you'd like some details on filling that out, I have a link that will pop up during this video in the corner up there, over there, and that will show you how to do that. So that video I've already done, and you can check it out. Other than that, when we go back over to here, the other thing to do is if you'd like to do so let's say you've just requested, or you're just about to request a refund, or you have already and you think that you've accumulated enough money in order to redeposit into the contract, this will show you how to do that. So obviously this is making it harder and probably making the returns on the other one lower. I am going to show you how to do it, so I will complete a transaction now, but I think I will not do one again afterwards. So you can click read contract, and you don't need to connect your wallet for this side of it, but you're going to do compute payout. So this is a little update. It's a little bit easier to do it on this part. I've already got my wallet address, I believe. Yeah, and you just hit query. When you do this, it gives you this big long number. As you may have seen in other videos, you'll click on this number, it'll bring you up a table like this, and you need to find the BNB one because that's the one that we're on. So there's $185 sitting there from when I last deposited. So now that I know I'm over the $50 cap, so I have the ability now to redeposit on the contract if I'd like. In order to do that, you'll click right. You will connect your wallet to whichever one you have, and then you will go to Reinvest. Very simple, nothing you have to type in, just hit right. And then you'll have some gas. If there's a red thing that comes up here, and actually my last video showed that because I couldn't reinstall. So if a red thing comes up and your gas shows a value of like $200, it's because you're probably not at $50. So that's your biggest thing to notice there. Once you do that, you'll hit confirm. And if you're using a ledger, which you should be if you can, or some other device like that, then you'll accept the transaction and it will proceed to do that. And then you can technically, if you wanted, you can go back to read contract and go query. And as you can see, that's changed to pennies now probably. So yeah, a whopping 0.00, so not even a penny yet. Probably a penny by now. Let's head over to USDC. And so when you get here, you will see that the whole thing's changed. So we're going to go through a couple of things here. The very first one that I want to draw your attention to is your account. I'm not going to do a deposit this time because I already have some money that I've put on there. I think I actually ended up depositing twice trying to test some things. So when you click on here, this is where you're going to see how much you have deposited on the contract and what wallet is connected and if you've harvested any gems. So this part is pretty neat for me because then you can see if you've ROI'd, you can see how much you've pulled out and how much you've made over and above your ROI. So that's really great. And then Polygon and Tron, I won't really go into those too much. Basically, we're going to be doing a migration of those soon, or refunds of those, and then you can do whatever you'd like with the funds. So the dates are in the announcement section, which we'll go through the Discord and maybe touch on that when we get to that point. So here we've had some accumulated rewards. This part here, so a couple of things to go over in this section. And so once we go into here, we're going to do a couple of quick things and go into the About Us. So in here, as you can see, rewards pool. So this has been a big one that everybody was not quite understanding. Even after I'd done my video, there was maybe a little bit of whatever, but the video that I'd done had it accurately, but we're going to redo that here right now. So for the members, you can earn anywhere from 0.05% up to 2% daily. This is a rolling average that continues from the start of the protocol to the end. So we've had a few days of returns, and that's what's given us, when we go back to the dashboard, and now it does take a second to load, so just be careful of that. Sometimes if it doesn't work, just hit enter and it'll pull everything up. And ignore this, it does that sometimes where it says a funny date. Until you do your first claim, then everything fixes up. So right now, the rate is at a certain amount. So I'm going to pull up the calculator and I'm going to show you from there with all the data at what we're looking at. Okay, so I hunted into this 100 gems of 100 USDC one day, and then I did 200. So I'm going to base this calculation on 150 right now, just to kind of get maybe a close number to this. It's not going to be 100% accurate, so bear with me though. So right over on the left-hand side, I have all of my running data that we have right now. So right now it's 4 data points of 4 days of returns, which gives us an average of 0.8348. So what I'll do is take $150 times 0.00, because we're a percentage, 8348, and that gives us $1.25 per day that is being ability to harvest. And then I multiply that by how many days, so 4 days. So we're a little bit high still again, because I probably put my gems, my other 100 gems, I probably put them in maybe 3 days in, so I only had 1 day with them, which is why this isn't accurate. When you're doing this, obviously based on the rates that happen, and as things go on, you're going to see this rate level out. So obviously not 5. So at some point, it will create a rate over 20 days kind of thing. The return that, or your average return here, is going to kind of level off and be kind of the same throughout the whole time. And it'll probably create a certain neutral rate that will sometimes go up, sometimes go down, but be going up and down by very little amounts. Really, though, the important thing is the only time this number becomes useful for you as a member is when you go to harvest your gems. So when you go to harvest, whatever the average rate is on that day, that's what you're getting in gems. So keep in mind this number and how it changes up and down as the 530 time hits and it kind of plugs in a new average rate. It's not going to matter. All it matters is when you harvest your gems, that's how much you're getting. And the other thing too is once you harvest them, you're now starting from that new data point. So now, again, the amount of returns and the average rate of return doesn't matter again until your next harvest point. So every harvest point is what matters, and that's the data you should be putting into any spreadsheets you do or anything along those lines. And that's basically it for that. So hopefully that makes that very clear. And it's going to run from the start to the end of the protocol, this constant average rate. So as I said, again, over time, after like 6 months, this rate is going to be very hard to change. So that's how that all works. Hopefully that's clear for everybody. And the other thing to note is there is no compounding built in, no reinvest, no harvest and deposit or hunt your gems. So in this case, any members that want to compound, if that's what you choose to do, you do need to harvest them and then put them in. The thing with this is you do not want to compound to infinity. That's not helpful for the protocol, nor is it helpful for you. This is to create passive income. If you want to inject more funds because you get a raise at work or something happens, then you can maybe pull more money, put it in to create a larger passive income for yourself. But really you should look at this as, hey, this is creating 40 bucks a day for me, or 80 bucks a day, or maybe 200 bucks a week is what you need. That's how you should kind of plan around this and then take profits accordingly to be safe for yourself. Not financial advice, just some opinions and some ideas. Refund process. So the new refund process you can actually get to right up here. This is if you want to do it on the contract. So it gives you very clean details of how to do that. And again, if we pull up the contract so I'm just going to pull up. So if you pull up the contract here, so we'll go to the USDC and then over to view contract. You click on contract, write contract, connect as always. And I believe, if I'm reading the instructions correctly, write Web3 wallet, exit gem hunt. So I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but just to show you, so exit gem hunt. We're obviously not going to do that right now. So you write that, you're good. Your wallet, I believe, still gets banned. So obviously, if you don't do that unless you're planning on exiting permanently. Once we do that, the other thing that you can do on the USDC contract now, which is handy, though, is you can just click the refund button here. So it makes it nice and simple, easy peasy, nothing really too much to think about there. If new to PGV, so the Discord is available through this button here, and you'll click Discord. But in order to do that, you do need to have the minimum in, so you'll want to still go to the dashboard first and hunt for some gems and put 100 USDC minimum, and you're good to go. Keep in mind, there's a little bit of glitch on the website. It kind of just puts in a funny date in there. It's because we haven't done a harvest yet, but really the first time it looks like you can harvest any time, so you don't have to wait the 7 days. And then once you do that the first time, it will constantly create a 7-day window there. Sorry, I did want to mention that briefly. That was not mentioned on the first video. So again, if you want in the Discord, put in your 100 USDC, and once you've done that, you can click Join Discord. And now what I'll do is I'll take you into the Discord where we're going to go through a bunch of stuff inside there and yeah, walk through that and just to make sure there's some highlights in there for you. So now that we're in the Discord, what I've done is I've set up the Discord so that you can, because I have admin status, I'm able to set it up so that I can see the Discord as if you would see it if you were a brand new member. So if you're brand new to this Discord or haven't been verified, this is where you'll end up. You can see the resources, some of the information, and these small tabs. So you don't see the whole entire Discord. It's very limited. What you're going to do here is, and there's some instructions which I'll show you in a second, but you'll hit verify, apply, my bad. Application name, and we're going to use the verify wallet application name, and then you hit enter. There is specific instructions though in the pin messages. There's a little video here. Always good to go through that when you're here in the moment. And then what you'll do is follow those instructions. It will send you a DM, so you need to make sure your DMs are open. Not always a good thing to do for permanent, but for this you'll need to open them up. In order to open them up, I believe, go to privacy and safety, you go keep me safe, direct message will not be keep me safe. And then I think you can, there we go. So do you want to apply this change? So obviously I'm not going to apply this change, but because I don't mind DMs on, but normally I would not want it. So yes. So basically direct messages from server members. It allows people not to be able to message you directly. So anyways, a little safety point there if you'd like. Otherwise, verify. You'll have to open it up for this if you do keep it closed, and then get in there. Once you've done that, you will then become a verified member. So now the whole Discord opens up to you. Now, something to keep in mind, if there is an AMA coming up, and unfortunately there is not one now, so I can't actually show you what I wanted to show you, which is right in here, there usually is an event tab. So when there is an event in place, you can click on that event. It'll tell you the date, the time, all in your local zone. So it makes it really easy. And you can even click a little checkbox in order to show you or to tell you when the event happens. Obviously, welcome and server rules, just going through. Obviously, we're not here to FUD. We're not talking about other projects. All that kind of stuff is all these rules in here to let you know. Announcements, obviously a very important spot. This is some of the details of the AMA that we just had, so I'll go through those with you in another video. And if there was an AMA, they'll invite likes. So these are going through links. So always a good idea as a little safety precaution thing to only use verified links. So if you need to get into Prosperity Gems, once you get in here, you'll be able to click that in order to get that, to make sure that you have the proper link for the protocol. Testimonials, so if you ever want to say anything nice about any of the admins or Manny, or just a success story that you had with the protocol and how some of the money might have changed your life, all these kind of things are obviously great things to put in there. Thanks so much, Money Cometh, for your compliment towards myself. Like I said, the team was amazing, or the members, you guys are all amazing, so I totally appreciate you all. Roadmap just goes through some details of things that are to come. Right now, this probably needs to be updated a bit because I don't even know if it goes through the bot and stuff. It's probably there from before, so I probably should have skipped that. So this is just going through some of the results. So if you ever want to take a look at some of the bot trading results, not a bad idea to come in here. PGV, so this goes through just some information as a whole, different points inside there. Terms and conditions, we all read those, I'm sure, and some facts. So I'm not going to go through everything in that in crazy detail, but training videos, so I put one in here. So do take a moment to watch this one if you can. It should come up with the splash screen in yours. It doesn't on mine. So this where I went through a little bit of security details on Discord and on some wallet stuff. So very important to keep yourself safe. We've had way too many. I unfortunately had a really sad case where somebody had gotten a message from somebody trying to be one of us, and unfortunately he clicked on a link that the gentleman put in there. I get it. all of us think that that's so common sensey and that we shouldn't make those mistakes, but there's so many people that don't know all the stuff there is to know, and we should be kind of patient with that understanding and just try and do ourselves the opportunity to try and be as diligent as we can to inform people to make sure that they don't make those kind of mistakes. So yeah, just sorry to see those kind of things happen. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it. We did not give any information away. We didn't give your seed phrase away. We didn't give your money away. It's just unfortunate. There are people out there. There's bad actors in everything, calling your phone, sending you emails. You have to be vigilant. And a thing to keep in mind though with that is if you ever click on somebody's name, let's say our Crane does message you and DMs you, come and check this number. If this number does not match the number of the person that's talking to you in the chat, it's not them. So just very, 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 very important. Verification process, we already went through some of that. These are the daily returns. So as I said, we've got 4 listed here so far. As these get updated, this will start stabilizing. Right now it's kind of doing a little bit up and down. As there's more data points and we get 10, 20, 30 days of data in there, that's going to start stabilizing and not going to affect things as much. General, looks like a message to me or to admins in general. Let's go down to the end. So general, just a great place to hang out and have chats. Only thing to note there is don't be talking about other people's projects. We're here to talk about Prosperity Gem Ventures or have a great chat about anything else. So this is where all the members hang out. Some polls if we ever have to do them in both of those, and suggestions if you have them. Always great to put them in here. Off topic, sorry, I'm scrolling up there for you. Off topic, just a place for us to hang. So you can come in here and have a chat, whatever. We're just talk about anything. Report scams. So if you do, let's say you do get a DM from somebody, come in here and let them know right away who that person is. Either paste their ID. Don't at them because we don't want to warn them they're there. If we can find them right away, we can actually send them a message, or we can actually boot them from the protocol, from the Discord. So it's just a little safer if we can sneak up on them and get them out of there. Support. So if you do have a problem, just click create ticket. It'll create a ticket that only the admins can see, and then we'll come in there and hopefully help you. If it's just general questions, obviously general, that's great. Oh, and which reminds me, I just want to go back to general first for a second. If you ever have a question like anything at all, the best thing to do is type something in here that's a word like it. If you're asking a question about the bot, you can go as general as bot. It's probably going to bring up a lot of things. But bot strategy, I don't know. Strategy. I don't know if that's going to come up with anything. Here we go. So if you're asking about the strategy, probably click on one of these and you'll get information about it. So if you clicked on this, well, there's an answer, obviously. But sometimes you may not have an answer. You might only have kind of a general idea, or the question. You might see the question there. If you click on the question, it's going to take you to that part of the Discord. And when you look at that part of the Discord, somebody might have answered that right below there. So it just saves a lot of time and makes things a lot easier for everybody. The mods, even and I get it, some of the members do maybe get sometimes a little bit rowdy when it comes to people asking certain things because they've heard it 100 times because they hang out in the Discord maybe a little more than you. And we're going to I'm trying to curve that a little bit. I get it that it's frustrating for them in some ways, but at the same token, we get that not all of you live in the Discord. But by searching, you can definitely answer a lot of questions really easily. And the videos that I produce and the announcements, a lot of the questions that Manny puts out and stuff, a lot of that stuff can be handled pretty darn quickly. So refund request, basically all this does is creates a link for you. As you can see, the links are the same for everybody. So you don't actually have to click refund there if you don't want to. You can just click on anybody's link. It's just taking you to the form. That's it. This is a great little section to keep your eye on. This is going through all kinds of resources on how to do things. So if you're like, oh, how do I get Tron wallet set up? How do I get my money from Tron to Polygon or to BSC? All that kind of stuff. There's going to be some details here. If you guys feel like there's anything that's not in here, if you feel like there's a thing that you're seeing people have an issue with that you think might be useful to have a video done, well, head over to suggestions, drop a suggestion saying, hey, and at me, at Pocket Aces, hey, I think you should do a video on how to get money from Tron to BSC. I have no problem doing those kind of things. Sometimes there's multiple ways to do it, but I have no problem providing some of that stuff to you. That's what I'm here for, and I appreciate helping support you guys. Obviously, all the languages if you need them, and that's really about it. So I hope this added some value. If it's your second time watching it, hopefully you learned something new. If it's your first time and you're just watching this video, then hopefully it was all sensing for you. Let me know in the comments if that provided some value, if you felt like that was well-delivered information. And thank you so much for all your support. Don't definitely hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification button if you feel the urge to keep up to date on videos as I release them. And I just thank you guys. I do appreciate all the support you guys give me. This has been quite the 5 months-ish, and it's really booming right now with my joining the team, and that's all thanks to the members of Prosperity Gem Ventures. So thank you, and have yourselves a wonderful rest of your evening.